Time moves forward, but memory refuses to let go. Some voices become part of who we are, playing in our cars, our homes, our quietest moments. These musicians didn't just create songs, they shaped eras, emotions, and entire lives. Today, Celebrity Tribute Hub honors legends we lost to cancer, remembering not how they left, but how deeply they lived. David Bowie was more than a musician. He was a universe of creativity, constantly reinventing music, identity, and art itself. He changed how generations understood sound, style, and self-expression. From Space Oddity to Heroes and Let's Dance, his work became the soundtrack of transformation. Bowie passed away on January 10, 2016, at age 69, after a private battle with liver cancer. His legacy endures as timeless, fearless, and deeply human, reminding us that art can make us brave enough to become who we truly are. Freddie Mercury was one of the greatest voices the world has ever known, a performer whose presence could electrify stadiums and touch souls. As the frontman of Queen, he gave us Bohemian Rhapsody, We Are the Champions, and countless anthems. Freddie passed on November 24, 1991, at just 45, from AIDS-related complications including Kaposi's sarcoma. Though his life was cut short, his legacy roars louder than ever, a reminder that courage, authenticity, and brilliance never fade. Ronnie James Dio was a titan of heavy metal, revered for his powerful voice and mythical storytelling. His work with Dio, Black Sabbath, and Rainbow defined an entire genre and inspired generations of musicians. Songs like Holy Diver and Rainbow in the Dark became metal anthems. Dio passed away on May 16, 2010, at age 67, after battling stomach cancer. His legacy lives on in every raised fist at a concert, a symbol of strength, imagination, and enduring passion. Neil Peart was not just a drummer. He was the heartbeat and lyrical mind of Rush. Known for his technical brilliance and poetic songwriting, he elevated rock music into something deeply thoughtful. Albums like Moving Pictures and 2112 remain legendary. Neil passed on January 7, 2020, at age 67, after a quiet battle with brain cancer, glioblastoma. His legacy is one of discipline, intellect, and emotional depth, reminding us that music can challenge the mind while comforting the soul. Robin Gibb possessed one of the most distinctive voices in music history, a sound that defined the Bee Gees in an entire era. Alongside his brothers, he gave the world How Deep Is Your Love, Stayin' Alive, and Timeless Harmonies. Robin passed away on May 20, 2012, at age 62, after battling colorectal cancer. His legacy lives in melodies that still fill dance floors and quiet moments alike, proof that harmony can outlast even the deepest loss. Maurice Gibb was the emotional anchor of the Bee Gees, a gifted musician whose harmonies shaped global pop music. His bass lines, vocals, and musical instincts powered classics that defined generations. Maurice passed on January 12, 2003, at age 53, due to complications from intestinal cancer. His passing left a deep wound in music history, but his legacy lives on in every harmony that feels like family, reminding us that some bonds are eternal. Aretha Franklin was the queen of soul, a voice that carried power, pain, joy, and dignity in every note. From Respect to Natural Woman, she transformed songs into statements of strength. Aretha passed on August 16, 2018, at age 76, after battling pancreatic cancer. Her legacy is unmatched, a voice that demanded respect not only in music, but in life itself. She remains a symbol of resilience, pride, and unbreakable spirit. George Harrison was the quiet Beatle whose songwriting depth reshaped modern music. His spiritual curiosity and melodic genius gave us something, Here Comes the Sun, and a lasting solo legacy. George passed on November 29, 2001, at age 58, after a battle with lung cancer. His legacy shines gently but powerfully, reminding us that light can emerge even after the darkest storms. Bob Marley was more than a reggae icon. He was a global messenger of peace, unity, and resistance. Songs like One Love, Redemption Song, and No Woman, No Cry carried hope across borders. Bob passed on May 11, 1981, at just 36, from melanoma, a form of skin cancer. Though his life was short, his legacy is eternal, a reminder that music can change hearts, nations, and history. Chuck Schuldiner was a visionary who transformed heavy metal into an art form of complexity and emotion. As the founder of Death, he pioneered death metal while pushing it into thoughtful, progressive territory. Chuck passed on December 13, 2001, at age 34, after battling brain cancer. His legacy lives on in every musician who dares to evolve, proving that even the heaviest music can carry intelligence, soul, and meaning. Lemmy Kilmister was the unbreakable spine of rock and metal, a rebel whose voice and attitude defined Motorhead's raw power. He lived music without compromise, becoming a symbol of freedom and authenticity. Songs like Ace of Spades turned into battle cries for generations. Lemmy passed on December 28, 2015, at age 70 after battling prostate cancer. His legacy roars on, reminding us that music isn't just heard, it's lived, loudly and unapologetically. Glenn Frey was one of the architects of American rock, shaping the sound of the Eagles and a generation of storytelling music. His voice carried songs like Hotel California and Take It Easy into history. Glenn passed away on January 18, 2016, at age 67, due to complications from intestinal cancer. His legacy remains woven into the open road, late-night radios, and memories of a simpler, soulful America. Greg Lake was a pioneer of progressive rock, blending classical influence with emotional songwriting. As a founding member of Emerson, Lake Palmer, he gave the world Lucky Man and epic musical landscapes. Greg passed on December 7, 2016, at age 69, following a battle with cancer. His legacy lives in the ambition of music that dared to be grand, thoughtful, and deeply expressive. John Wetton was a masterful vocalist and bassist whose work spanned some of progressive rock's most influential bands. From King Crimson to Asia, his voice powered hits like Heat of the Moment. John passed on January 31, 2017, at age 67 after battling colon cancer. His legacy remains in the emotional weight of his music, a reminder that strength and vulnerability can exist in perfect harmony. Eddie Van Halen redefined what a guitar could do, changing rock music forever with innovation, speed, and soul. His work with Van Halen produced timeless hits like Jump and Eruption. Eddie passed on October 6, 2020, at age 65 after a long battle with throat cancer. His legacy echoes in every guitarist who dared to dream bigger, proof that true brilliance reshapes the world. Tom Fogerty was a vital part of Creedence Clearwater Revival's early sound, helping shape one of America's most enduring bands. His rhythm guitar and harmonies supported classics that still feel timeless today. Tom passed on September 6, 1990, at age 48, due to tuberculosis resulting from AIDS following a blood transfusion during cancer treatment. His legacy reminds us of music's fragility and the human cost behind the songs we love. Andy Williams was the voice of comfort and elegance, a singer whose smooth tone became synonymous with timeless standards. Songs like Moon River turned moments into memories for generations. Andy passed on September 25, 2012, at age 84, after battling bladder cancer. His legacy remains gentle and enduring, a reminder that sometimes music's greatest power is its ability to soothe the soul. Donna Summer was the queen of disco, a force whose voice defined an era of rhythm, freedom, and dance. Hits like I Feel Love and Last Dance changed pop music forever. Donna passed on May 17, 2012, at age 63, after battling lung cancer. Her legacy still fills dance floors and hearts, proof that joy, once created, never truly fades. Andy Kaufman was a fearless original, blurring the line between comedy, performance art, and music. Known for Taxi and his unconventional creative expression, he challenged audiences to think differently. Andy passed on May 16, 1984, at just 35 after battling lung cancer. His legacy lives in his daring refusal to conform, reminding us that art doesn't have to be understood to be unforgettable. Walter Becker was the intellectual soul of Steely Dan, crafting sophisticated music that blended jazz, rock, and storytelling. Songs like Reelin' in the Years and Asia showcased his brilliance. Walter passed on September 3, 2017, at age 67, after battling esophageal cancer. His legacy endures in music that rewards deep listening, a reminder that complexity can be beautiful. Allen Collins was a driving force behind Southern rock, a guitarist whose sound helped define Lynyrd Skynyrd's raw emotion and soul. His work shaped classics like Free Bird and Sweet Home Alabama, songs that became American anthems. Allen passed on January 23, 1990, at age 37, from pneumonia related to paralysis and cancer complications. His life was marked by tragedy, yet his legacy endures in soaring guitar lines that still speak of freedom, loss, and the spirit of rock and roll. John Prine was a storyteller of rare honesty, a songwriter who captured everyday life with humor, compassion, and quiet wisdom. Songs like Angel from Montgomery and Hello in There resonated deeply with listeners across generations. John passed on April 7, 2020, at age 73, after complications from COVID-19, having previously battled lung cancer. His legacy lives in words that feel like conversations with an old friend, gentle, truthful, and endlessly human. Lou Reed was a fearless innovator whose music challenged conventions and redefined artistic freedom. As the voice of the Velvet Underground and a powerful solo artist, he gave us Walk on the Wild Side and raw, unfiltered storytelling. Lou passed on October 27, 2013, at age 71, due to liver cancer complications. His legacy remains bold and uncompromising, a reminder that music doesn't need permission to tell the truth. Rick Mayall was a force of creative chaos, blending comedy, performance, and music into something wildly original. Known for The Young Ones and his anarchic stage presence, he reshaped British comedy culture. Rick passed on June 9, 2014, at age 56, from cardiac arrest, having faced cancer earlier in life. His legacy lives on in laughter that still feels rebellious, proof that joy, when fearless, can leave a lasting mark. Andy Fraser was a prodigious talent whose bass lines powered the band Free and helped define classic rock's emotional core. He co-wrote All Right Now, one of rock's most enduring songs. Andy passed on March 16, 2015, at age 62, after battling Kaposi's sarcoma. His legacy endures in music that still lifts spirits and fills arenas, a reminder that even behind the scenes, greatness can echo forever. Jimmy Scott possessed one of the most haunting and unforgettable voices in jazz history, a sound that carried vulnerability, longing, and deep emotion. His music transcended genre, touching listeners with its fragile beauty. Jimmy passed on June 12, 2014, at age 88, from heart failure due to cancer. His legacy lives in melodies that feel almost whispered, reminding us that sometimes the softest voices leave the strongest impressions. Joey Ramone was the heart and voice of punk rock, leading the Ramones with unapologetic energy and attitude. Songs like Blitzkrieg Bop became generational anthems of rebellion and freedom. Joey passed on April 15, 2001, at age 49 after battling lymphoma. His legacy remains loud, fast, and fearless, a reminder that sometimes music doesn't need perfection, only passion and truth. Ray Manzarek was the sonic architect behind The Doors, creating hypnotic keyboard lines that defined a generation. His work on songs like Light My Fire and Riders on the Storm helped shape psychedelic rock history. Ray passed on May 20, 2013, at age 74, after battling bile duct cancer. His legacy lives in music that still feels mysterious, poetic, and timeless, an invitation to explore the deeper corners of sound. Mel Galley was a respected guitarist whose talent powered bands like Whitesnake and Trapeze, contributing to the backbone of British hard rock. His playing combined strength with melodic sensitivity. Mel passed on July 1, 2008, at age 60, after battling esophageal cancer. His legacy remains in the music he helped build, a reminder that dedication and craft can quietly shape rock history. Terry Kath was a gifted guitarist whose soulful playing helped define the early sound of Chicago. Known for his emotional intensity and technical brilliance, he brought depth to songs that blended rock and jazz seamlessly. Terry passed on January 23, 1978, at just 31 after a battle with cancer. Though his life was tragically short, his legacy lives on in performances that still inspire musicians to play from the heart. Grant McLennan was a gifted songwriter whose gentle melodies and poetic lyrics shaped alternative music with quiet brilliance. As a founding member of the Go-Betweens, his work influenced countless artists and earned deep respect from devoted listeners. Songs like Streets of Your Town carried intimacy and emotional honesty. Grant passed away on May 6, 2006, at age 48, following a sudden heart attack. Though his passing was unexpected, his legacy endures in songs that feel personal, tender, and timeless, music that continues to whisper to the soul. Carl Wilson was the emotional heart of the Beach Boys, a voice that carried warmth, harmony, and sincerity through generations. His vocals on God Only Knows and Good Vibrations helped define the sound of American music. Carl passed away on February 6, 1998, at age 51, after a battle with lung cancer. His legacy lives on in harmonies that still feel like sunshine, reminding us that even after the music fades, its feeling never truly does. Dan Fogelberg was a master storyteller whose songs captured love, reflection, and the passage of time with rare sensitivity. Classics like Leader of the Band and Same Old Lang Syne became deeply personal anthems for millions. Dan passed on December 16, 2007, at age 56, after battling prostate cancer. His legacy remains in music that feels like memory itself, gentle, emotional, and forever connected to life's most meaningful moments. Johnny Adams was a powerful soul and blues singer, admired for his raw emotion and commanding voice. Known as the Tan Canary, he brought gospel depth to every performance, influencing generations of vocalists. Johnny passed on September 14, 1998, at age 66, after a battle with cancer. His legacy lives on in the passion of his singing, a reminder that true soul music doesn't just entertain, it reaches deep into the heart. Andrew Dorff was a talented songwriter whose words helped shape modern country music, writing songs that connected deeply with listeners. His work reflected vulnerability, honesty, and emotional truth beyond his years. Andrew passed on December 19, 2016, at age 40, after an illness believed to be cancer-related. Though his life was tragically short, his legacy endures in the songs he left behind, proof that even a brief light can leave a lasting glow. Though these voices are gone, their music still lives within us, playing through our memories, our milestones, and our quiet moments. These artists gave us more than songs. They gave us pieces of ourselves. Which of these legends touched your heart the most? Share their name below and help keep their legacy alive.